takes me to the question.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Rise and Shine Saturday, and we're coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akpabio State, Nigeria. Of course, you know that here today we discuss entertainment and we bring to you the best of the best in the industry, veterans, upcoming people, and today once again, you don't know what is coming, but I'm doing the honors of bringing to you first time on our screens and not virtually. You know that when we bring someone to you on set is a big deal, and today we have Princess Pat Akpabio. If you come from the south, before we even start talking about that, we've exported her internationally. She's a big name, she's a big face in Akpabio, in the music industry, as a philanthropist, as a wife to a big man, and as a boss herself. Wow! For the first time on Spectrum Television, let's make welcome our big face of the day, Pat Akpabio. Yes, the very delectable Pat Akpabio in her full glory.
I'm telling you, man, it feels good to be here.
Good to have you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So
Thank
good
you
to have
so much.
you. You look resplendent.
Thank you. So do you. So do you. Looking sharp too. Thank you.
Thank you. Woo! So we are talking about a phenomenal gospel artist with a sultry, anointed voice. Sorry, I nearly forgot to say she's a woman of God. I should have added Pastor Princess Pat Akpabio. That's the correct way to do about it. Yes. And very anointed woman of God. Of course, she has taken gospel music in Akpabio to the heights. And now when we say to Akpabio, it's because oftentimes it sounds like we have not exported our gifts nationally or internationally. Yes. And it's worthy to know that we have the likes of our guests today who have done that for us. How do you do, ma'am? First of all, how's the journey here?
Good. It was good. It was good. We're here. Hoping for the best.
You liked the road. How was the road?
To me, you know, I'm a village girl. They say I grew up in the plantations of Ikom. Yes, in Cross River State. So I've been used to roads like this. So sometimes it gives me the nostalgic feelings. I would want the road tarred, preferably, yes, but it is what it is. I still love what it is. It's home for me.
Yes. So good to have you here. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get to know Pat Akpabio.
Ooh, Lord.
What makes her thick? What makes her this woman that I know that a lot of young girls in Akpabio, for instance, because you are based here, look up to you. You know, a lot of people like what you do, especially the air you carry and the way you carry yourself in the things you do. So let's get a little bit back end.
About me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a daughter of late Chief Christopher Basiakan. I'm from a royal family in Kote de Medet, in Ikana local government area here in Akpabio State. I was married at 19 to Saibanga Akpabio of Ukani Twain in Sienudem. I'm a mother of 4 beautiful children, 2 boys, 2 girls. I'm an author. I love to write a lot. I love to speak and talk a lot. I dance a lot. I have survived so many things. I'm an only child of my mother. I was raped at 5 and I have survived it, survived 15 surgeries. I'm still alive and still, you know, kicking, doing what I do. I love to be me. That's one of the greatest things about my life, me, just being me. I'm a preacher of the word of God and I'm a born seer. Not a gift that I would have asked God for, but it is what it is worth having it. Yeah, I'm a church founder as well. And did I forget to mention, I am a serial entrepreneur and of course a philanthropist, and I don't like to talk about that aspect of it.
Worthy of note, serial entrepreneur, very, very worthy of note. That's a lot in like a minute, a lot to break down. But let me go to the part that usually makes people think. Having been raped at 5, 15 surgeries, that's a long journey to
survive cancer.
Yes, to how beautiful you even look. What's it been like turning that pain into all of the great sounds that you have, and you know, being a channel of healing for others yourself?
Well, one of the ways that I have been able to, deal with my life and my pains is music. That's why I love music. I escape to music. Music is where I find a lot of solace, and of course my preachings and writings has been affected by what I've gone through in life. Being who I am today is the reason why I went through what I went through. If I didn't go through those things, I don't think I would be who I am today. I'm a better me today. Trust me when I say it. I'm a better version of myself because of my pains. And so I have made my pains my platform. I have turned everything negative to positive. That's why I live a very happy life. My life is very fulfilled. I may not have everything I want per day, but I have turned what I don't have to be what I expect to have in the future by using what I have today for tomorrow. And I tell everybody, if I have overcome all these things, I've fought these things and become who I am today, you can. Society was there before you got here. Society will be here after you're long gone if heaven tarries. So don't live your life to please anybody, but live your life to please God, because that's all that matters. So I take all these things and I am that image that I want the world to see. Positivity.
Wow. Okay, now I'm kind of thinking where to hit you from right now. But I like to always go to my favorite part, the movie industry. We've had a lot of conversations about our stories being told. And I know you're one of the leading brands when it comes to film production. So tell us, how does it feel to be able to export not just music, but also Akwa Ibom stories and African stories to the world?
It feels really good because, again, like I kept saying it, I'm a voice for Akwa Ibom State. Whether my people want to acknowledge it today, tomorrow, eventually, it will come to them. I mean, of course, it's already there. I was the first Akwa Ibom daughter to be inducted into the Grammy Recording Academy as a voting member. And I still hold it because I haven't heard anybody else been inducted from Akwa Ibom State. But in terms of movie, it's what we have. You sell what you have to the world. If we don't sell it, ain't nobody gonna buy.
True that.
They're not gonna come buy it. So what do? We get our best to sell it to us, market it to the world, and people will come buying it. And who better do it than myself? And besides, I love Akwa Ibom State. That's why I'm here. Because if not, I would just stay in my United States and just, have a good life. And when you see me, but here I came and I'm speaking in Abadia, Zudo, and I'm learning it. So yes, it's time, and I'm doing more movies. I'm going to sell more of Akwa Ibom stories. We want to start telling our own traditional stories. The Igbos have done it, Yorubas have done it, Hausas have done it. It is time for us, the Akwa Ibom people, to tell a story. And of course, I work with the director. We both grew up in the United States, Paul Frank. We have made up our mind that we want to start writing our stories. We have stories to sell. But we just haven't had the opportunity to do it, and all we need is money, and it's gonna come.
Okay. So apart from money, sometimes it looks like there are other challenges in the market, because we have some producers in Akwa Ibom, but we seem not to have found a platform to push our stories nationally. So what would you think these challenges are? Because
one of the challenges is ourselves. We are our own problem.
Break that down.
Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat anything or try to put anything on a go platter. We are our problem. Akwa Ibom State people are Akwa Ibom State people problem. The people in the industries are their problem. You see, when you want to grow as a people, you have to learn to, this is your talent. You can talk, take it, handle it. Francis, this is what you can do. You take it, you handle it. Oh, Patch, you can do this. Take it, you handle it. And we trust you to deliver on it. It's not for us to be a tripod. Then all of a sudden, Uya and Pat gets together and then sideline Francis and then try to replace Francis with somebody who is incompetent. So, mediocres. Our problem is we want to celebrate mediocrity. No, we can't do that. We're not going to accept that. We should support what is our own, that is of excellence in the industry. You will see producers would gang up and, be together in a clique. And then when somebody comes that is good in directing and is from here, I don't want to talk to that. I don't want to talk before you come be speaking too much English. Let the person speak the English and deliver on the job. The problem is that we don't want to come together, build a synergy. I want to be alone. I can stand on my own. A tree cannot make a forest. In the kind of industry that we find ourselves here, where it's dominated by Yorubas and the Igbos, it ain't going to be possible. It's not. So if we want to build our industry, we have to work together. I have to support what you do. What does that mean? You have the links, I'll come to you. But you will notice that we had a film we wanted to sell, and my director Paul Frank went to one of us that has gotten, and I said, oh please, I'd like to get this link to go and do this and all of that. He said, no, send it to me first.
So everybody gets to go through you.
Why? Why? We can't do that. It is my work. I am not, again, you know, I believe that because it's a littleness. It's a littleness that we have in our minds. I'm not going to block your sunshine. It ain't gonna make me shine brighter or better. When you shine and I shine, the lumens is mad. But here we don't understand that. I don't want to be a conduit pipe for you to get. I just want to be, this is what Francis can help you do it. Yes, Francis, my sister's going to be calling you. She's trying to get a movie out there. Please accord her all help that you can. That is what we need to start doing in Akwa Ibom State. Not trying to be King Kong. You can't King Kong alone. You're going to die alone.
Definitely. You're going to die alone. But now let's look at your family life. I know that your love story with Saibama has been one of the most fully loved stories. Personally, I follow it. And I love the way your marriage is. It gives me...
And that she puts it out for us
to see. Now, I love the fact that you put it out there in a world where everybody literally thinks that marriage is a bitter, sorry experience. So how do you both navigate this amazing relationship and you're still having the flowers and the butterflies?
I'll tell you one thing though. See, when people get married, allow yourself to be yourselves. When you get married, that's the simple, like, I'm going to put it, I mean, people are going to be like, why? We live in a Akwa Ibom State where some men are so scared of their wives becoming. They don't want their wives to become.
Fresh word for Saturday morning.
They want to put you in a little box and put you on a shelf. Like the books and all these fancy things. Then whenever they come, they just admire you. Then they pick you up, they hold you for a little minute like a little baby. Then after that, they put you back and then they go their way, but you're going to stay on that shelf. It's not every woman that can do that. And you see, the problem we have here is people are marrying for all the wrong reasons. Marry a man that is able to interpret who you are. Marry a woman that is going to interpret who you are. Don't put anybody in a box. You're going to lose them. Well, somebody like me, you're going to lose me because I'm sorry, I'm not going to stay.
You're not for the shelf.
No, I'm not for the shelf, boo-boo. I'm for the international market, I'm to impact generation, create memories that people will always remember me when I am gone. And so you see, people want to live their lives as men, but they don't want women to live their lives. Some, not all. And then a woman wants a man to be here, but don't want him to be there. And then you begin to have a problem. Everything boils down to communication. Boils down to compromise. Yes, we have to compromise. We have to communicate. Then commitment. So that's the 3 C's that is on the table for me. There are times I have to compromise. At times Ivan has to compromise. And before you even get married and sign the dotted line, please, can you read your riot acts? Let everybody understand. This is where I'm going to go. This is where I'm not going to be able to go. Let somebody understand that, okay, I can do this. I cannot do this. I am not a Barbie doll, so you don't put me on a shelf. That was my riot act. I'm called to a public scene. Is that going to be a problem for you? Would you be able to handle it? I'm fine with it. And he always said, I would never move the goalpost for my personal aggrandizement. That's what my husband has said, and that's what he has owned up to. Because see what I said to him, I have definites in my life. What are my definites? What is your people ask me, what is your breaking point? My breaking point is when I cannot be myself. I'm going to have to walk away from you. You try to stop me from being who I am just to fit your own selfish just gains. I'm sorry. I'm not going to feed that for you. You're going to have to feed that void yourself. I'm going to walk. So I told my husband, the day that you say that I, A, can sing, that I, B, can preach, that I, C, can stand before the people of God and say that Jesus is Lord, that I, D, can travel to do the work of God that I am called to do, this is where you and I are going to have to draw the curtains. And it has been a pleasure. How many years we've spent together. Thank you so much, sir. Every other thing, I can walk around it and all of that stuff. So, yes, it's as simple as that. We communicated about it. And he told me his own. And I took it, and I have run with it for the past 19 years. So, it is what it is.
2 decades on running.
I'm running.
I think you said something very pivotal that we must learn, because it also shows us that you knew yourself before you got married.
At 19 years.
But that was like way long. At the time, we didn't have a lot of people preaching, discover yourself, know your purpose, do this, do that. How were you able to do all of that for yourself before getting married at 19?
My father, my late father. I'm a tomboy.
Yes. With all your chick and flick.
Ooh, girl. I grew up in a cocoa plantation with a father who had a warehouse in multiple locations. And that's why, my degrees are in businesses and I'm running businesses. Because I grew up, I was mentored as a child. My father didn't raise me as a girl child, he raised me as a male child. That's why I think it takes a strong man to be around me. If you're not strong, even as my friend, you just...
you're just gonna be like...
With a mushroom. Yeah. You know those kind of mushroom that when sun comes, you're done. Because I'm heat, I'm fire. It's not easy to deal with me. So it's my dad. My dad gave me the orientation, and I had more association with male species than I've had with females. And so the male species in my life always said, "Pat, you can do this. Don't tell yourself that you can't. Pat, you can do this." I've always had strong men as friends. You can. Okay, you want to climb up on top of all these things now, Pat? We're going to help you. But you're going to have to push yourself to the top because we're going to help you start getting up there. See, if you want to go far in life, surround yourself with people who will help you with your insecurities. Everybody got insecurities. I'm telling you, don't let anybody fool you. Don't let holidays fool you. There's something I'm insecure about myself. That my friends who are surrounding me will be like, "Oh my gosh, you worry too much." I'm insecure about my legs, but people say my legs are so pretty.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You need to understand that.
You shouldn't have done that. I've been looking at your legs all morning.
Okay, my manager can tell you that. He's in the city. He can tell you. He can confirm. He can tell you that one of the things that even my trainer can tell you. I be like, "Oh, good, let's work on this. My legs. These legs are too fat. Let's do something about this." Like, those are. You see that? See, if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
You would just sit down and be like, "Oh God, I saw Pat. Oh God, she's so pretty. She got beautiful legs." But that is what I'm insecure about. But that is what the world loves. Do you understand me? So the things that you're celebrating about me could be something that I'm like, I wish God just made them a little bit slimmer. So in all of this, I have learned from my father, you could be whatever you choose to be.
There's a lot you're unpacking at the same time, and we'll just try to run around it because a person of quality always has something to give. So let's look at, you're a movie producer, you're a director, you sing, you do everything. How come you're a preacher? Because it feels like when you are out there in entertainment, you can't hold the pulpit, you can't hold the microphone. People don't believe that you have such a strong relationship with the Lord at the same time. So what's your journey into your faith life and the fact that you are a preacher of the gospel?
The fact is, the question is, how did you encounter God?
Exactly.
I died at 8, resurrected. I used to have throat infection, and that's the surgery that I've said I'm not going to have, for them to take out my tonsils. And I had a conversation with God. My mom took me, back then they would use a stick to put it through your throat. I was gone. And they said, "Akpabio, she's dead." So at the point where my mom was taking me, okay, she's there. I was cold. I sneezed. And I came back to life. I encountered God. My mom, I can't explain what I saw. But my journey in love in Christ started at 8 years till today. And I've been talking about Christ. Now, I realized that I was multi-talented. And so was my late father. My late father was multi-talented. And so I decided to say, okay, what are my majors in life? And what are my minuses in life? So I'm going to major, and then I'm going to minor. You see, as a business analyst, you need to realize one thing. There are some decisions that you would take as a business person is a minor. But you realize that minor could become a major. And what you thought was a major was actually a minor. So I realized that there's some things in my life that I thought were my minors that I decided to minor in. They became my majors today. My major was business, and I'm doing business, but my minor was music. But what's making the world talk about me today? There you go. Definitely. So music has now become a major in my life. Preaching the gospel has become a major in my entertainment has become a major in my life. So now, how do you put all those things together? For thou had created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. So everything on earth was created by God, for his pleasure. 10 talents. The master gave 10. Every time I want to talk about it, he said 10. I was talking to Paul this morning as we drove here. I said, "Paul, you know something I got a revelation about, an epiphany. 10 talents. That means that man was gifted 10 different talents. He could have been a writer. He wrote books and sold and made money. He could have been a singer. He sang and made money. He could have been a business person, same thing. The other one got 5 talents. The other one got 1. What does that tell me? There are people that God has gifted more than 1 talent.
Exactly.
And so they just decided to do all of it. So I just took all of mine and I put everything I do on God, in God, to be who I am. My beginning is God. My middle is God. My end is God. Everything about me is this. Even when I'm doing movie, I'm ministering to people on set.
Exactly.
Because I cannot detach that from it. It is the people who have perverted mind. There is perversion inside of them that take craft. I'm not saying what happens in the industry doesn't happen. It does. But I'm still saying that there's some form of sanity in some people. So at the end of that, it's people who have a perverted mindset that will not start pinpointing things that are negative into it. So for me, turn everything, make it positive. Because I'm a positive vibe, man. I don't like negative vibes.
Okay. No energy vibe.
No
David always say he's unavailable.
I'm unavailable. You know, funny enough, I sing all those songs. People be like, I cannot believe you're a woman of God. And in my mind, I'm like, who gave these people the ideas to write this? You know, see, let me tell you something. We are in Francis. When it comes to life, love, you can sing love to your wife, you can sing love to your children, you can sing love to God. You can express love to mortals and you can express it to divinity. Now, whichever one that floats your boat and pays your bill, so long as it's not illegal, it is approved by divinity. And that's what people in churches have to know. I'm sorry.
You're just sorry.
No, there's no need to be sorry, okay? There is absolutely no need to apologize for saying the truth. And I like to come from a different perspective.
Right.
You've always, it seems like literally people are always waiting for you to do one thing
or the
for
other.
the internet to go haywire. And then, and I'm always like saying those things, but I like to ask, how do you manage that in the midst of all of this, you're always keeping your cool?
Honey, is there anybody that hung on the cross for me? Is there anybody who took 39 stripes for me? There are 38 major diseases in the world. Jesus took 39 extra just in case the devil will pull up something later on. Was there anybody that said it is finished on the cross because of me? You are mortal like me. You're subject to divinity judgment. God will judge everyone. Jesus does not have an advocate or secretary on earth. So we are all subject to his scrutiny. So why am I worried about your judgment about me? What you are judging me for doing, you are doing it another way. Publicity, negative or positive, whichever way you look at it depends on how you manage it. It's going to end up bringing you the fame you're looking for. God said you're going to be great. Amen. Oh, money is going to come to you. Amen. You know the route he's going to take you to make it. You don't. So you just allow it. How have I been able to manage it? I've just become stoic about negativity. It is your opinion about me. It is not me. And this is how I put it in my book, The Quest. Never you allow somebody's negative opinion about you catalog that it becomes your reality. That's how I put it in my book.
That's true. Once you keep giving it room,
it's going to catalog and it becomes your reality. You are a thief. Are you a thief? Why dignify it? So I'm not going to dignify your opinion about me. And even if I were, honey, I'm sorry, I can change. People change. That's
exactly.
Okay, so
sorry, let's land this one because it was a conversation we promised our further ones. So coming from the royal family,
yes, ma'am,
being an only daughter from your mom and your training that you have, let's talk about the position of women with inheritances in the 21st century.
Girl, don't go there.
Let's just touch it a little bit because I mean, you said your father owned chain of businesses, exposed you to that training as a young girl. Did you have to struggle for the things your father left behind, and what's that mix in the 21st century?
Well, you know
as
what,
a woman?
My father gave me an inheritance. He sure did. But did that inheritance, was it given to me? The answer is no. It wasn't given to me. Did I go fight for it? The answer is no. Why? I can be better than my dad, and that's what he always wanted me to be. My father always told me when I left for the US, he said, make sure you are better than me. Make sure you come back and you do more than me. I want you to be greater than me. And so he blessed me, gave me the blessings of the right and the left. And I call it the blessings of Ephraim and Manasseh. And he said to me, of all my children, you'll be the greatest of all of them. And today I am the greatest of all of them. So why am I going to go struggle for my father's properties today? Nothing, because I can afford them for myself as well. In terms of female children being part of their father's inheritance, my answer is yes, because I have two female children and they are part of the inheritance. And it's already written out. The will is already written out. They know what. As a matter of fact, my girls are getting more than my boys. My boys are just going to get enough to, go do their thing. But my girls, they're going to have enough. And one of them is the companies, right? So for me, yes, a girl child is the man's child, carry the DNA of the man and the woman, and so deserve to be part of the father's inheritance. I don't subscribe to the shenanigans that we got going on in here. And you know what? I pray that God will so bless me that I will be able to sponsor a bill in the House of Assembly for the girl child in Akpabio State. And I pray that not just to contribute to the House of Assembly to sponsor a bill, but that I will be able to give government money for the development of my state.
Are we also expecting you in the political corridors?
It's not even expecting me in the political corridors. I am in the political corridors. I have always been in the political corridors. I was born into the political corridors. People don't know a lot about me because I just tend to keep my own personal family life and who I am. When people talk about Akpabio family, Akpabio name and all that, it's beautiful. I love my husband, the man that I married. But the truth about it is that before I became an Akpabio, I had a last name. I came from a pedigree, all right, of politicians, of business, big wigs business, who were millionaires and billionaires. But we don't talk about it. I come from a family of lawyers, medical doctors, research scientists who don't live in Nigeria, but outside the country and are doing great things, but we don't make noise. Not everybody that has to be, making all this noise, all right? So when people talk about wealth, I grew up in wealth. When I mean wealth, I grew up in wealth. From Bako to Idongeset, Nkanga. I don't even understand. I'm a daughter of old money.
I like that. I like the balance. I like the old money is good money.
I'm a daughter of old money. And not just old money. I'm talking about hard-earned cocoa.
Old money.
Cocoa old money. No. So I'm not new. I tell people, I said, I'm not new to stockfish. Neither am I new to rock carpet or tiles. I grew up with it. I'm not new to color television. Neither am I new to cars. So I've always lived a life.
So there is a special package we prepared for you. Ooh. We know you have a lot of fans. You have a lot of followers, and particularly from the beauty queens pageant industry. So we have a queen from Lagos who has been a keen follower of your work.
Are you serious?
And she's right here. Her name is Joy Circle. Former Miss Style Nigeria Beauty Queen and now Miss Heritage Nigeria. Hello, Joy. Welcome to Spectrum TV Rise and Shine.
Wow, Joy. Hey.
Good morning. Good to have you.
I'm smiling, Joy.
I'm sure that's the effect of Okay, we'll have to find English this morning. How are you doing and how is Lagos?
Lagos is fine. Lagos is fine.
Okay, so you are our big surprise to Pat Akpabio, and Pat Akpabio is our big surprise to you. I'm going to give her 1 minute. Do you have something you want to say to her before we get into our little
I want to say that I am very, very excited for being on the show this morning. I've learned a lot from her. Like she's inspiring me. Like when you're listening to someone and she's having the same she has passion, like she's into something that you have passion for. I want to say that you're my role model. Honestly, I love you already.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. Wow.
It's been a great morning, and we've all learned a lot, especially with managing of our gifts and talents. Some of us came with more than 5. You are a queen and you're serving. How has it been, as a young lady serving in the beauty industry at this time?
It's been a very wonderful experience. Like she is, in fact, I like to say that, Mom, you are like a twin to me because I have a lot of talents which people do not even know. I'm good with architectural drawings, life style drawings, a lot of things that I can do. I can design clothes myself. So sometimes I just think, how do I put this thing together and to make money from it? But sometimes my dad used to tell me that it's not good to climb ladder with stuff in your 2 hands. But when you know how to manage it, when you know what you want, you know that anything is possible.
All things are possible, but you can actually climb. Depends on how you package it.
Yes, of course. Yes, anything is possible. Yes,
this is like a life coach session today, and it's free for everyone in the world. We know that we brought you good content. Thank you, everyone. Spectrum family. But then, Joy, going forward, like you've heard today, what are some of the things you want to break even with as a queen? What are those philanthropic or those special things that you use your crown to effect in your environment? What are you doing as queen?
Okay, as a beauty queen, my responsibility is to help people, support people. So recently I've been working on something, and I gave out support to expecting mothers, new expecting mothers. And I also, during the time that there was scarcity in Naira notes, I helped the elderly people by giving them food items, because I saw the way they were really suffering at the bank. So I just decided to do that one special thing for them. And they were really excited that someone out there really cares. So this is what I want to dedicate my time, my life to doing. And even after the crown, I'll still continue the good work.
Okay, so Joy, I know that while you were in Akpabio State before you left for Lagos, there was these get-together organized by the Association of Beauty Queens, anchored by Okeme Michael. And Akpabio did say something on that show that made a whole lot of buzz, that as a beauty queen, your life is not just about the crown, but also making impact. Now, how would you say this statement of hers has impacted your career journey so far as a beauty queen?
Well, when you know who you are, you know what you're capable of doing. We don't have to just how do I put it? Put ourselves in one place that because you're a beauty queen, you have to do this, and after your tenure, it's gone. When you have passion for something, I did not go into the modeling industry because I want to be a beauty queen. Because I have passion for something. I know what I want to be, who I am, and what I want to be doing in future. So that's why I said, even after the crown, I'll still keep the good work doing. I still want to do this thing that makes me happy, this thing that I'm passionate about.
Great. So we are expecting your name to still,
ring a bell.
Yes, stick in the sands of time after you're done with the crown.
Yes, one of the greatest philanthropists in Nigeria.
You really do have a role model. Okay, so let's
I said I love her. I was just smiling listening to her.
Yeah, I can see how bright you are. So in the little minutes that we have, let's talk about challenges in the 21st century. 2023, being a queen in this time, there's a lot of hype on the social media as to people of your kind, influence and all. How are you balancing your life as a young woman with this responsibility at this time? People need to know, people of influence, how do they live their lives and not come under, there's depression, there is anxiety, there's all kinds of suicidal thoughts, although you are a queen. What's your balancing tip?
Okay, my mama has already said it. She's right there. And you should not allow what people say about you, the negative things people say about you, to impede you. Number one thing you should also understand is who you are, what you want to achieve. So, of course, challenges will always come up when you're trying to achieve something great in life. But I don't usually like to pay attention to those challenges because they're just a stepping stone to a greater height.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, let's come back to you, ma'am. It's about time we wrap up our conversation. But I'd like to just allow you to take the next couple of minutes and dish out some words of advice to aspiring entrepreneurs, aspiring singers, actors, producers, and particularly the government of Akpabio State, because the conversations we've been having is that we've not had enough of government support for the entertainment industry to have the kind of presence that we would have.
Okay. Well, to me, this is the first thing I'm going to say. There is no shortcut to glory. You got to pay the full price to get to glory. You got to work out your salvation with trembling and fear. What do I mean by that? You got to study to show yourself approved. Get the knowledge that you need to become who you are. Never take a no for an answer. To close the door at your face, honey, look for a window. There's always an exit point to get out of a trap. Don't allow anybody to trap you into a little hole that they call norms. Because I call certain norms a hole. They can never allow you to be who you are. I am who I am today because I fought through the walls. Nobody gave me the opportunity to be who I am today. I took it by force. See, when the Bible said that the kingdom of God suffered violence, violence take it by force, you got to force your way through the rain. If not, you're going to melt like salt when put in water. You see, nothing except your, some form of salt, then you will melt under the rain. Go through the rain, go through the struggles, the trials, overcome them, and get a spot on the table. If you think somebody's going to hand you a spot on the table, honey, no. And don't think people are not going to try to pull you down while you're trying to get to the top. And don't think you're not going to fall, because you will fall. And don't think you're not going to make mistakes, because, honey, you're going to make mistakes. But learn from your mistake, move on from it, and become better from that mistakes. Coming to the government, I understand that we are from a government, in quote, society and state. If the government can just be a little bit more considerate of investing in our local talents or territorial talents, it will actually help us to be out there being competitive with others. The Yorubas support their own individually, and I'm not going to put it on the government alone, because government can't do it all. Individuals who are from Akwa Ibom don't have to be living in Akwa Ibom, but you see a talent that you can support. Please don't say it's not my brother, don't say it's not my sister, or why should I? Give a helping hand. In the end, Pat Akpabio is from Akwa Ibom State. And so when they're going to mention it, it's going to make you proud, because they're going to see another girl from Akwa Ibom State, and you're going to be sitting down there and feeling good about it, that you also gave me some form of assistance to get to where I am. Let us assist. Government assist us. Individual also assist us. We can't be great alone, but collectively, we can be great. And entertainers, can we also stop these groupings? Okay, we're not animals trying to get to some form of relocation or migration. Can we stop and just love ourselves so that we can all grow together? 20%, 30%, 50%, 40%, 60, 10 here, add it together, we will get the 100% we're looking for in the entertainment industry. God bless you.
Great words from a great woman. It's been such an impactful morning here on Spectrum Television, and we know that you enjoyed every bit of it. I want to say a big thank you to you, Pat Akpabio,
thank you for
coming. I'd like to add Princess Pat Akpabio. You have heard all her caps. 10 gifts she came with it to this world, and she's delivering on all cylinders. Thank you for your time and for sharing your wealth of knowledge with the world today. I enjoyed my time here. We also want to say a very big thank you to you, Joy, this morning, for joining us all the way from Lagos. Thank you for being our big surprise and being surprised to yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We hope to have you some other time on the show. Okay, that's definitely the size of all we can take this morning. Thank you to everyone who's chosen Spectrum Television and everyone who did rise and shine with us. You are the reason why we come on here every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Thank you for being a part of this community. Please do well to follow us across all social media platforms, all of which you can find at spectrumtv.ng. My name is Uyai, and you can do enjoy the rest of your weekend.
And I am Francis Zadet, wishing you a wonderful weekend. Remember to love yourself and stay in God's love.
I like that.
Bye-bye from all of us.
Au revoir.
Okay, now I actually appreciate this loop better.
You Rise and Shine Saturday.
Now, that takes me to the question.